Hi guys. I wanted to pop in and do um yeah, always with the allergies. I wanted to do one of a requested video I got a while ago. Which was weird to me because I kind of feel like people that watch my videos for MBTI stuff like kind of know these things, but you never know where someone's level of understanding is. Same for me. And I wanted to talk a little bit about how to use auxiliary Tay or extroverted thinking, or how to develop your extroverted thinking if it's something that's not in your function stack. It can also be in your as a shadow function, but just general how extroverted thinking operates and how we can actually use tactics to improve our extroverted thinking. So first of all, Tay, and I'm just gonna refer to it as Tay from here on out. So Tay is about systems. It's about planning. Um, in actuality, it allows us to list, collate, to sort, to create order to the external environment, right? And it's an extroverted function. So, for example, if you have introverted intuition, for example, Tay allows you to use your extroverted sensing through planning and order. Because in general, you probably wouldn't naturally use your extroverted sensing. Um, so you're able to use your auxiliary function to access your inferior function. So this could also be related to, what do you call it? Like, let's say I'm an ISFJ and I want to improve my extrovert intuition, which is at the bottom of my stack. I access it through my auxiliary function, which would be extroverted feeling. So through others, through relationships, through family, through spouse, that's how I'm able to explore comfortably my extrovert intuition. It's probably something I wouldn't do on my own as an ISFJ. I have to do it through others and my connections to others. So, but going back to extroverted thinking, I would say for an ENTJ or for an INTJ, which will come much easier to an ENTJ, but also for an ENFP or a INFP, you can get closer to your Tay by sorting out practical details of a project. So practicality is key here. I would say the number one way to develop any function, just to broaden it out a little bit, is to figure out well, you got to do it two ways. You got to figure out the skills or like the activities, life activities that generally that function can be accounted for. And then you got to do those activities. You have to go out there and you have to practice it. Um, I personally use Tay to organize my life. I use it for list making. There are a lot of skills that are associated with Tay. I would say Tay is more about turning your ideas, to something that can be tangibly assessed in the real world. So you take that vision in your head, that nigh, or you take those experiences like psi, like introverted sensing, and then you plan out the necessary steps to make it real. It's not necessarily about executing those steps, but it's about how can I practically do these things, right? Um, let's see. I have some notes about that. So, for example, like actual like tangible extroverted thinking activities is writing your thoughts out, or speaking your thoughts out, which is what I'm doing right now. Which is why I like podcasting or making vlogs or stuff. So get a journal, get a moleskin, start writing your ideas down. Things that get written down are more likely to get done. You can also chart your ideas or draw them or make pictograms or infograms. You can make mind maps. You can brainstorm solutions to your problems and make those associations. Um, you can also meet with people that can help you with these things, like a mentor, or just a friend, and bounce your ideas off of them. That's also extroverted thinking. Um, even if you think you're the only one who will benefit from exploring your ideas or doing like a vlog, do it because it is beneficial to you. It's beneficial to me to organize my thoughts in a succinct way. You can answer questions on Quora or forums, but don't get too carried away because I do believe in like taking ownership of things so you can use it later. So like if you want to become a thought leader, start taking strategic ways to become a voice in your chosen field. But you also have to be aware of the other forces. There are forces like for an INTJ, it'll be your say, it'll be extroverted sensing. That's like, oh, it has to be great, it has to be perfect, and steer away from those pitfalls, because those aren't serving you. It's best to get it out there and then refine later. But to be honest, there's a quote, I forgot who said the quote, but it's like, I don't know what I think until I write it. I don't know what I think until I write it down. And I totally agree with that quote. I often have to, um, ah, yeah, I often have to write things down in my Evernotes. I personally love Evernote, and I spend time tagging my Evernotes and titling them, which I'm in the process of going back and doing that, so they're easy to access. And I like, actually, if, just a little Evernote hack is like, instead of making a million Evernotes, which I usually just create a new note anytime I had a new thought, try to organize them. So if it's like, if I have like little jokes that come up in my head, like I'll put them under like the tag jokes, but in one note. So it's kind of just all there and I can just scroll down. Evernote has endless scroll, by the way. But Evernote is an excellent tool to organize your thoughts digitally. There are pros and cons to digital versus analog, which I won't go into here, but I suggest using both. Um, I love all of it. I love post-it notes. I love stationery. I think stationery in general is very geared towards um, Tay users. I love planners. I love when they're cute. Um, so yeah, so get your notebook, carry it with you everywhere, and when your introverted intuition comes up with an idea, you write it down in as much detail as you can. But something that helps me really well is to bullet point things. So if I'm trying to take notes somewhere, I bullet point my thoughts and things I'm taking down, and then the bullet point will start with an actionable verb, like an actionable verb or a subject and then the verb, as opposed to I think that, or blah blah blah. Like it might be like run across the street, or he ran across the street, and that's my bullet point. Or Malcolm X spoke at on Lexington Avenue. You know what I mean? He said such and such. It just condenses it a little bit more, so you're not rambling on using so many extra words in case you're kind of like, you get tired. Make your notes as succinct as possible. That's also Tay's efficiency. So yeah, go into most details you can over time. It really does nurture your Tay and makes you more efficient at organizing, especially if you start with a perceiving function, organizing your thoughts. Um, which 9 is just a ramble. It's all over the place. Mind maps are actually very helpful for that because I like the idea of taking a thought as far as I can go, but sometimes thoughts are isolated. Sometimes I think random shit, like a slab of meat on the corner. Like I was thinking about that last night. I was just thinking about like pulsating meat on the corner of a sidewalk. Random, right? But maybe I can use that idea in a story or a book or talk to my therapist about it. So, yeah, that's an easy way to transcribe your ideas quickly is when you have the thought, you write it down and you either explore it later or you make it a succinct statement in that time. So that's my thoughts about Tay. Tay it's a really cool function. I mean, all the functions are cool and serve a purpose. Um, but that's my general thoughts. If you have any thoughts or questions, put them in the comments. And I want to make another video about using say in a healthy way. And I will do that in a new video or in the next video. So that's all for now, bunnies. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.